Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to OWCC 2025, day 6, which is the last day of this edition. That's edition 7. It's the last day of this edition. Probably the next time you'll be seeing us for edition 8 will be in August, hopefully. But then in between, we might have other mini programs or lectures. But that might not be edition 8. Like we just have some other shorter programs in between. But the biannual one is January and August every year. January and August every year. So let's move on so that we can try to finish on time or before time. So I'm going to invite one of TIT longest serving volunteers. And that person is passionate about TIT, passionate about what we do, and always want to serve TIT in the best way possible, even far off or near. You always want to be wherever TIT is. Take TIT to be her own, and take TIT to be everything to her. That's very, very remarkable. So we're going to get our welcome remark today, and also our concluding welcome remark and a concluding statement, and an appreciation to each and every one of you for joining. So let's welcome Nakili NC Holder to give us our welcome remark and any other things she has to say.
Thank you, sir.
Nakili, if you're there, you can go ahead.
Good morning from my end, and good evening to those in China. My name is Nakili NC Holder, and I'm a member and partner of TIT. So I want to say to you all, welcome to the 6th of OWCC 2025. We are all pleased to extend a warm welcome and appreciation to you as participants of this training. On behalf of our dedicated team, we applaud your passion and commitment to expanding your knowledge in the exciting fields of ICT, engineering, research, and etc. Thanks so much for joining us as we develop, build, connect, and impact our communities in the world. And also, I would personally like to appreciate our boss, that's the CEO of TRT, Olano Teah Bloh, for all the efforts made in reaching TRT thus far. I remember how TRT started and people were sitting at the back saying stuff about TRT, but I'm grateful for how far we have come for our 7th edition. And thank you for impacting the world at large, Olano. Generation depends on you, and just know that you have done extremely well for the youth out there. Thanks to our speakers too who have been here to help us build our minds. I want to say thank you for being a part and see you for next summer edition. I love you and congratulations, Olano.
Okay, so congratulations to each and every one of you for being here today. Today is the last day of the program. So as always, let us know where you're joining us from. Let us know where you're joining us from in the comment section. Today we're going to conclude on what we were discussing yesterday, or what we were demonstrating yesterday with our data analysis. And then thereafter, we'll talk about the certificates and call it a day. So we have someone joining from, let me take it from up. Okay. Welcome, keep sending your location. Siafa joining from Maryland in Liberia. Another person joining from Chindu in Sichuan province. Another person joining from from Cummings, from Liberia, from Kano, Nigeria, from Zambia, from Nanjing SEU, from HHU, as Hoha in China, Uganda, Qingdao, Cyprus, Indonesia, from Xi'an, from Guiyang, from Shenzhen, from Changchun, from Hui'an, from Henan, Zhengzhou, from Xinjiang, from Beijing, Nanjing, from Just, Xi'an, Wuhan, from Pakistan, from NYC. I don't know if it's New York City or it's which NYC. From Nanjing as well, from Suzhou, Wuxi. Another person joining from New York, from China, Wuhan, Madagascar, Gambia, Pakistan, from Liberia. Thank you so much for joining. Another person from USA. I think it was the other person that put NYC. I think they made clarification. From Shenzhen as well. Thank you for joining. So today is the last day, very, very last day. So since you joined earlier on, let me switch here. We have already done at most 100 and I think I stopped sharing. I shouldn't have. Just a minute. We have already done at most 150 plus certificates. So all these ones you are seeing here, the certificates for those we were able to reconcile their information. So after the program, we have to end the meeting, generate the recording, do the attendance for that day, and then send the information to the server. So you have to give us probably at most 2 hours after the program to start downloading your certificates, because we have to reconcile if you completed today and also if you had any issues with the other 5 days. So at most you have to attend 5 of the 6 days or all of the 6 days to be qualified to get a certificate. So in the event where you attended just 2 days or 3 days, or even 4 days without any other excuses or genuine reason, then we'll have to put a hold to your certificate. So that means we have to check the attendance. Those that will stay here after the program, we check the attendance, reconcile it. Let me scroll up a little bit. Reconcile it to those that are here. So we're going to reconcile it to other people. If your name is not here, that doesn't mean probably your attendance was not done. We still have few other names to include here, but because it's too much work, some people, like I said in the beginning, some people register with, for example, just Mary Brown. But then here on Zoom, the name they are using probably would be Mary James Cecilia Brown. So it put us in a position, should we use this Zoom name or should we use the name that they actually register with? So these are some of the concerns that we were facing, because we have to reconcile it for each person. Check the Zoom, check the registration system, check the Zoom, check the registration system, like that. So it's going back and forth is a lot of work. Other people also, they register using the reverse name. And in the system, when you're registering, we say first name and we say last name. Some people put their first name to the last name area and the last name to the first name area. So that information also, we have to also reconcile that. If we see something like that, we have to check the Zoom, check registration system, and then probably rationalize which one is best for the last name. So if you download your certificate and you observe probably your first name is to the last name or the last name is to the first name, that's because you either use it in one of the system, either use it in a registration system or you use it on Zoom. Some people just put maybe Engineer Croman. Some people just put maybe Tatus. Some people just put maybe one name, or they didn't put their full name. And all these concerns and problems, it's become difficult for us to reconcile the information. So we try as best as possible to help with this. In the event where you try to download your certificate, stop clicking on the screen. You don't have to. Don't worry. You're fine. So in the event where you have any problem with your name, then you can as well let us know. Send a message to TIT, to support at titnetwork.org, or you can send us a message directly. Send us a message directly on WeChat or on WhatsApp, and then we'll be able to rectify whatever mistake or whatever modification you need to your certificate. So you download it, don't feel frustrated if your name is not probably correct as you want it to be. Just send us a message, and within few seconds or minutes, we'll make those changes that you want, and then you should be able to download the new version after we notify you. We should be doing the same day or the same minute. So it shouldn't be an issue to you. You shouldn't panic. Some people probably have the same last name, like for example, one C. Williams, C. Nathaniel Williams II. Another person also have like maybe another Willie also from Hohard John. So you have the same last name, Willie. So for Nathaniel, it should be C, which is the first letter of the first name, C, and then Willie. You should be able to use that to download the certificate. So you first use your actual last name. First, use your actual last name. First, use your actual last name to download the certificate. If it's not working, or if maybe another person with the same last name pops up, change that and use your first name and your last name combined. The first name and the last name combined. No space in between. When you are searching for the certificate, when they say enter your last name, if you enter the initial last name and is having problem, combine the first name and the last name. We will send the link to download the certificate. You have to complete the attendance for today. That's the only time we can be able to upload the certificate. So certificates are not on the system now. We have to finish today, check the attendance record before we can be able to tell you to download the certificates. So keep following the group. At most time, we will send a message in the group that you can start downloading the certificates. Later on, tomorrow, we'll send emails out for those that cannot follow the group. We'll send emails out so that you can start to download the certificate. Because some people, what we did, especially for day 4, we use day 4 record. So if you are not present on day 4, you will not see probably your name here for now. The most people, everything we are doing here, we use day 4 record, at least to balance the information. And it's even surprising that some people, they didn't even send hello or hi or thank you or respond to any of the conversation that was going on in the comment section. Some people, you couldn't find any comment. If you check the chat history for day 4, you will not find any comment for them. Even though it was, I think day 4 was the day I presented, and we had that interaction stuff, which we expected many people to hear from many people. Some people, we couldn't hear from them. They joined the meeting, not a single response they gave in the comment section. We are going to upload the certificates to TIT website, not to your email. So you go to TIT website and download your certificate from there. That's the first step. After maybe today, tomorrow, if you need it on WeChat or you need it on WhatsApp, then you can let us know. We will send it to your WeChat, your WhatsApp, or your email. But the initial plan is for you to download the certificate from TIT website. We will show you the website shortly. Download it from TIT website. Don't expect us to send it to your email. If you download it from the website, or you still want it through WeChat, you still want it through your email, you still want it through any other social media platform, then you can let us know after today and after tomorrow. We have to first focus on the main part, on what should be done. For those of you that wanted the other way around, we'll get back to you on that note. Let's go. We've gone 15 minutes already. So I'm going to try to complete what we were doing yesterday. And then we will also hear from some of you as participants on your general feedback or your overall feedback of the program, just to hear from some of you. Then we're going to call it a day. Probably I'm hoping that we're not stay long here because I want us to end this meeting before 9:30 China time or before whatever time based on your country, such that some people can join almost to the end of the program. Some people can wait and they will join probably since the program ends 9:30 China time. They will join probably 9 o'clock or they will join 9:20. So we're going to try as best as possible to end the meeting before that time today. So when they come online, then they will probably meet us gone or they will meet us somewhere else. That's what I said, expect a surprise today. If you're not out of the groups and you have been here for 5 days, today make you 6 days. You still not in any of the groups. I don't know what you want us to tell you or what you want us to say, because we share this group QR code day in, day out. And yet you are not in any of the groups. After the program, if you still want to stay in the group, we also share some other things sometimes. You can stay. If you don't want to stay in a group after the program, someone is even using Samsung SMA147F. Then they'll say, oh, I was not in attendance. After the program, if you want to leave the group, you are welcome to leave. Maybe next program again, you can join. If you want to be like that, join and leave, join and leave. Stay in a group is not causing you any harm. You can stay or you can join and leave. Maybe, I think I talked about it on some of the other days, that we're going to have a surprise training or program for only those in TIT group. We'll just lock the group, nobody joining. All those that are there, we just have maybe intensive, if it's 1 week training or every weekend training for only those that are still following TIT. So we talk about this admission that is ongoing. For those following the video on YouTube or following this video for the first time, you can check the channel for the day 1, day 2. We also talk about it, so you can follow through and get more on the admission process. These are some of the stats from the previous, the registration. We have a couple of people from different professions. Some of them are students, some of them are music producers, some of them are lecturers and ICT personnel. Different people are joining the program. So the certificate, you saw the PDF look. This is the picture format of it. The certificate has ID, and it also have your full name. For now, you don't know the ID, so search by the ID, but you know your last name. So use your last name to download the certificate. Only your last name. For those that probably if you use your last name and you will see, I think some people just joined, let's re-emphasize. If you use your last name and probably you see another person's certificate coming up with the same last name, then know that it's because probably you guys were 2 with the same last name. So in that case, combine your first name and the last name. If you have middle name, don't use the middle name. Combine the first name and the last name. Combine the first name and the last name. Volunteers, if you are there, please share the social media handles in the group. But in the emails that you receive, the reminders emails, check that email. When we send a login detail to you, check that email. We also send the various platforms handle there as well. Also on the certificate, if you check on the certificate, you can see below in the lower left corner, you also see all of the social media handle there as well. So use your last name or the ID. Combine your first and last name if you are in a situation of having the same name of someone. So this is the interface you will see when you visit TIT website. The link is also below this picture. The link is also below this picture. You can even go to TIT network.org, and then you go on training. On training, you will see certificate verification. You'll also see the survey form. So you click on certificate verification and you see this page. From this page, you just read everything that is there and it should make you to do whatever you want to do. Enter your last name or your certificate ID. When you click on search, very important, please. When you click on search, look below the search button. You will see, click to download your certificate. Click to download your certificate, or you'll see something like probably a certificate, there's no match for it, or there's no record for it. Because some of you attending here, you did not register for the program. So we don't have any other information on you. We have to create that record at the end of the training. We have to create that record. So make sure that you probably just put your last name here. We'll fix those issues. If you know you actually didn't register and you are attending the program and you want to get a certificate, but you know that you completed 5 or 6 days, then send us, who's this person? Send us a message. Oh, I think I disabled this feature, but I don't know why. Start playing on the Zoom screen on writing. Send us a message and we're going to help you at all ways to solve your problem. So we're talking about this. Those that were joined late, they will miss all of this information. We have had almost all of the speakers. The other speaker that should talk on the process industrial, probably we'll either send a PPT and then we'll record a video and post it on the YouTube channel. Then you can also watch the video and follow the demo as well, because you're still having problem with the system. Thanks to all of the volunteers for this edition. That's Laban, Nakili, Jala, Francine, Abraham, Grace, Hope, Saidu, Smith. Smith, though he was not a volunteer, but Smith was sharing the flyer here and there. Keseli, Campbell, and then Daniel, Nima. A lot of other people that weren't on the flyer or serving as volunteer, they were also sharing the flyers here and there. And kudos to you. And to other people that probably I didn't notice or didn't see, I was not maybe your friend to see, or was not in your group, and you were sharing this information. Thanks for sharing it. And I just want to appreciate each and every one of you. It's because of you that this program or this edition was successful. Thanks to all of our speakers that graced this occasion. And we are hoping that we'll either hear from some of them in the near future. As always, there'll be rotation of speakers on every edition. So from this flyer, the only person that spoke on the last edition was Mr. Wieman. The rest of them are all new speakers. So the next edition, you might have a whole list of different speakers. Also, based on the feedback you filled in yesterday. Some of you also, again, you didn't fill in the feedback. I don't know what we should do to some of you. Take a screenshot of this. If you're not in the WhatsApp group, you can scan the QR code and join the WhatsApp group. We also have Instagram. You can follow the Instagram account. We'll also follow you back. I think Smith follow, and we'll also follow Smith back and a couple of other people. The TIT website, that's the URL there. Visit TIT website, go to training. You can even read more about the program. Go on a training, you'll see certificate verification to download your certificate. If you're not in the WeChat group, you can scan the QR code there. I will add you to the WeChat group. If you also want to follow the WeChat channel, you can as well scan the QR code there, the WeChat channel, and follow it. The YouTube also you can follow. Facebook, we also have a Facebook page and a Facebook group. This is day 6, and we share this screen every day. Every day we share this screen. So please take a screenshot and let's move on. So at the end of today, we do our attendance, and then we will call it a day. So now let's transition to end what we started yesterday with the visualization using R and R Studio. So you can open up your R Studio. Only open R Studio. You don't have to open R. Just open R Studio and you should be good to go. I think I'll have to switch the screen. I'm coming just a minute. Let me reshare this thing and switch the screen. So use this time to open your Arrow Studio. From Arrow Studio, you can access your Arrow. Your Arrow should be automatically there, so you don't have to open Arrow Studio and Arrow always. Just open your Arrow Studio. Okay, now let me see if I can push this other screen over. Okay. Like, yeah, you have to use, when using on your certificate, the symbol you have the hyphen in between your name is there. But then when you're searching for the certificate, you have to combine like the we are, you have to combine it together without the hyphen. But on your actual certificate, you will have the hyphen to your name. So we're going to use the hyphen to search, but then we'll actually put it on the main certificate. So it shouldn't be an issue. For those of you that have, like, for example, C. Nathaniel Williams the second, or even another on a crown or crown, the second. So the second people, we don't put the second, we just put the last name. Okay. Let's move on with our visualization. If we can finish this in the next 1 hour, and then we take some feedback, we'll call it a day. Those that will come to join us, waiting for attendance at 9:30 to come and join us, they will probably not see us here today. So, and after this session, if you still have problem, then we will stay to help you. But at that point in time, the meeting will be over and the attendance will already be taken. So even those that will join at that time, I will keep emphasizing and echoing that we have already taken our attendance. So that's it. If you have already opened your R Studio, you can send one in the comment section. If you have already opened your R Studio, you can send one in the comment section. So, okay. So many people have already opened. How to go about searching for certificate? We just joined. We talked about it already, and we will probably, if time permits, we'll also come back to it later on. But then those who join the program late, we decided to at least give you guys a surprise today for joining late. Okay, so we already have so many people open the R Studio. Yesterday we talked about this first part. So today we're going to be ending the code or ending the project. Let me see if I can zoom in again a little bit. I'll have to be zooming in and out because when I'm generating the graph, it'll be kind of a cluster there. So I'll have to zoom out for you to see the graph in a full view. Okay. So yesterday we said you have to install, I send this code also in the groups. So if you are able to practice it, that's fine. These ones were for you to install all of the packages that we need from line 2 to line 5. You can see on line 1, whatever you can see, that green writing means a comment to tell you what is being done on each of those blocks. For example, you saw on step 1, we have installed all of the necessary packages. So you just have to run this one at a time, run them one at a time, and then they will be installed. Those that stay here yesterday, we also help them to do it. So we shouldn't take much time on it because we were here yesterday to help you solve this problem. And we send the code also in the group. So let's move on. If you close your R Studio yesterday, then you will have to run each of these lines, or you can just highlight all of them. Like for me, it's from line 8 to line 11. I don't know for you which line is on, but for me, you can see it's from line 8 to line 11. So you can highlight everything at once and then run it. For me, I don't usually close my computer. I don't turn off my computer, even whatever thing I'm doing, I don't turn it off. So if you don't close your R Studio, all these last barrels should still be open. All of them should still be loaded. So you don't have to load it again. But just to cross-check or to verify that you have done it. To avoid any other problem as we move along, highlight everything, or you can do it one at a time. It's up to you. And then you click on run. You click on run here. So you can see mine, there's no red rating coming up. Even for some of you that had your RS Studio still open, you're not seeing any red rating in the console. See in the console here, there'll be nothing red because that package or that library was already loaded. So actually it's not doing anything again. The output is just like this. But for some of you that closed your RS Studio yesterday and restarted it, you'll probably see some red writings moving up and down, up and down. So it shouldn't be maybe a problem to you. Okay. So if you have already loaded all of the packages, then you can send 2. You can send 2 in the comment section if you have already loaded all of the packages. We shouldn't take time. It should just run in seconds. We already have a couple of people. A couple of people are running already. You can send 2 in the comment section if you have already loaded your packages. Okay, that's good. So many people have done it. So now let's move to the next part. The next part, then we said you have to load the data set. You have to load the data set. So the data set we are using is empty cards. And we told you in the PPT yesterday, what is empty card, what it contains and everything. We also, here you can see, we view the empty cards data set and it shows us that we have 32 different motors or card brands. And there are different columns. We also explained these columns yesterday. What is the meaning of MPG? And we show you how to get the explanation by coming to help. And then you search for empty cards. You will get all of the help that you need about that data set or that particular keyword or that function or whatever you are looking for. So in case you are lost, you can rewatch the video of yesterday. We talked more about this. So the column you are working with here is MPG, which is the miles per gallon, and WT, which is the weight. Want to compare or understand the relationship between each of those card brands or different models that we have. We want to see their mileage, compare their mileage and their weight. That's what we are doing technically. The weight and the mileage. You could also probably add other variables to it or other columns, like maybe the cylinder, the horsepower, and other things you want to know about those cars. Maybe it can also help to inform your decision in choosing which car to go with. So to load that data set, you have to run this line. For me, it's line 14. For you, I don't know which line is on. But if you actually copy that code that we used yesterday or the code that I shared and you open it, it should also be on the same line 14. You have to run this line, click on run. Mine is loading. You can see now in my environment, I have data, empty cards. So if you are not seeing this one, make sure it is there. Go to environment. You have environment, you have history, and we talked about this interface yesterday as well. So on the environment, you see that this empty card is loaded here as well. So if you have already loaded your empty card, you can send 3 in the comment section. You can send 3 in the comment section if your data set has already been loaded. Okay, Collins, the other guy is already. All right. Okay. Okay. So many people already have their data set loaded. And we told you there are different data sets you might find in R. Where you have this empty cards in quotation, you can just delete empty cards and run data, parentheses, open and closes. And then you will see all of the data sets that are there and you can play with them. We also talked about it yesterday. So you can watch the recording of yesterday. That is OWCC day 5, 2025 day 5. And you will understand it. To view the data set, you can either run this command, use uppercase V, REW, and then in parentheses, you put the data set name, empty cards. Or since you have already loaded it on line 14, and you can see it in your environment, it's easier, you just click on it, and you should be able to see the data set, which we saw a few minutes ago. So you have so many ways to view it. Viewing it means you want to see how it looks. You want to see the different columns that are within. You want to see also the row. You want to see if those columns has values or if they have maybe characters. So for you to study the data, that's what you have to view it. Now our next thing we did was to visualize the result. And the result was for us to understand the relationship between each of those brands or the car models and their weight and their miles per gallon. In the PPT of yesterday, we asked you which one of the cars will you go with. Some people said they'll go with Toyota Corolla. Some people said they will go with Lincoln Continental. Some people said they will go with Mazda RX-4 and different cars they chose. Probably they chose those cars because of the look, or probably they knew about cars, or probably they have other information that guided them in a decision. But then from this analysis, we will see. Yesterday, we also get a little bit of explanation on the result or interpreting the graph that we saw. So today we're going to clean that graph properly. So yesterday we also ran this code. We created a variable called plate or plate, and then we use the assignment symbol, which is the less than and a halving. And we said to get the assignment symbol, you have to use the alternate key and the minus key. Alternate plus minus will give you this symbol, or you can manually type it by holding the shift key, you put less than, and then you go and put the halving key or the minus key. On your keyboard, you have like 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. After 0 key, the next key that is there is the halving key or the minus key. So if you hold the alternate key, the ALT key on your keyboard, and you hit on that minus key, it will just give you the symbol directly. We then say we want to use this data set, empty cars. After that, we use the indent symbol or the pipe operator. And to get this pipe operator, it is Control Shift plus M at once. One finger on the Control key, one finger on the Shift key, another finger just hit on the M key, as in Mary Brown, M. So this will give you the symbol here, which is the pipe operator. We explain all of these functions, like what is ggplot. ggplot is grammar of graphics plot. GG means grammar of graphics. It's coming from the package called ggplot2, which we loaded above. And we also explain those things in the PPT, and we also share the PPT in the group. So you have any question or concern on what is ggplot or what is GM, then you can reference the PPT to understand each of these terms. Or if you don't have the PPT, you can come here to help. Under help, you can search for that keyword. You can search for ggplot. And then you search here for ggplot. You should be able to understand all of the syntax, ggplot. Let me go here, ggplot, and then enter. You should see every other thing you need to know about ggplot from the help area. Any other function, any other keyword you are looking for, you can do the same with it here. Go to help, search for that keyword, and you can see description about it. You can also see how to use it. For example, ggplot, the data set you want to use, and then mapping equal aesthetics. So since mapping equal aesthetics, aesthetics also equal to mapping. So if you check here, you're not seeing me using mapping equal aesthetics. I just put AES. And AES also in the PPT, we explain what is AES. After you put the AES, you have to now put the column you want to display. So for example here, ggplot data you got DF. DF will now be the actual data set you want to use. So there's no need of putting data equal DF when DF also equal to data. DF means the name of your data set. So DF means your data set. So you can change the DF name to whatever name. Now, the one we are using is empty cards. So the traditional way would be data equal empty cards, but there's no need of doing that. We can just put empty cards here. Mapping equal aesthetics, there's no need of doing mapping equal aesthetics. We can just put aesthetics, or we can just put mapping. So this is the pattern. You can use the help area to understand it better. Okay. After that, we plotted the weight on the we already popped the data set in. So we already put the weight, WT, on the x-axis. Remember the x and the y you're putting here, x equal WT, y equal MPG. They are all small letters. The x and the y are small letters. They are lowercase. So probably you put y here, and you did every other thing beautifully, but then you run the code, you get error. So make sure that the x is small. And this format is the same for every other plot you generate, apart from this training. Any other plot you want to generate, you have to use ggplot. This is the format. The only thing you're going to be changing will be x equal WT or y equal MPG. So MPG and WT coming from the data set we are using. So if it's your own data, then you can change it to the column name of your own data. You can change the column name here, but the pattern is the same. The next thing is to specify the kind of plot that we want. And we said we needed to use a scatter plot. That's why we put GM plot. If you put GM underscore, you'll be able to see that we can get so many plots. If you put GM underscore, it should show you so many other plots you can get. For example, you can get an arrow, you can get a bar plot, box plot, or you can get a density plot, 2D density. So many different kind of plots you can get. So based on this project, we are using GM point for the scatter plot. We say size equal 3 because we want to specify those round dots, those dots, the points. We want them to be in the size of 3. That's how big they should be. And the color of each of them, each of those round dots or points, the color of them should be steel blue. You can change steel blue to any color you want, any color you like. And then also we explain this GM repel, which is coming from the GG repel package, that's going to help us to put those columns, values, or names inside the data or inside the graph. So we say label equal row names. Row names coming from empty cards. So each of those things, those row names should be color with dark red. You can also change dark red to any color you want. And then also the maximum overlap that we want, there is 15. Overlap means we don't want the writing to be clustered, or we don't want them to be over each other. We then put the same variable that we started with, plate, because we now want to see the result. We could also use print in parentheses plate, or we can just put plate here and highlight everything and run it. Highlight everything and run it, and then you should be able to see your result coming up. So for some of you, you will see this warning message. Warning message does not mean error. So there are so many overlaps, probably because the screen is very small. So let me zoom out a little bit. But you should be able to run the code. We already have the code. We already explained the same code yesterday. So this is it. Let me see if I click on zoom, if this time is going to behave, or it will stick. For now, it's kind of a little bit clustered together, or it's kind of a mess it up. But let's see shortly it should fix. Okay. So you got adjusted as you expand or push the thing here, it should get adjusted. Now you can see it is adjusted. And you can see Toyota Corolla is way up here, almost approaching 35 miles per gallon. Almost approaching 35 miles per gallon. And Toyota Corolla is also less than 2,000 pounds. So if you can go to the gym and you think you can pull 2,000 pounds, then you should be able to lift up Toyota Corolla. Muscle man. So if you're a gymmer or you just have a natural talent, if you want to impress your partner or you want to impress a friend, and you know you can pull actually more than 2,000 pounds, then just go and find Toyota Corolla and tell them that you can pull it. So that's it. Now let's see how best we can make this beautiful. Like we said, the background here is great. We also, is the commenting style just the same for both single and multiple lines? Yeah, it's the same. So let's see how best we can clear this background. We can also do so many things with it. Okay, I'm going to squeeze up the screen again a little bit so that you can be able to see the code. And then I will come back again and make the screen to be small again. Okay, I think you should be able to, you can see it. So let me know if you can see it and if you are still following. If you are still following, please send maybe 4. Please send 4. 4 means that you can see my screen and you're still following. Okay. All right, so let's move on. So the next thing we're going to do here today, we now introduce something called GM Smooth to put a regression line. This regression line will now give us another interpretation to know if we have a positive relationship between weight and miles per gallon, or we have a negative relationship between weight and miles per gallon. So let's do that. After the parenthesis of the 15, we put a comma here. Okay. So we did already the GM repel. Okay, let's do something. Don't put any command after that 15. I want us to put it up a little bit. So let's put it after the line 23. I don't know which line it is to you, but let's put it after the GM point. Let's put it after the GM point. So remember that there is a plus after this Teah Bloh, the parenthesis, there is a plus. Plus means you want to add new feature to the map, to your graph. You want to add new feature. So previously, we already generated the graph. That graph could still be used to be interpreted and do anything. But then we want to add new feature to the graph. So every time we are adding new features, we put the plus sign. Okay. So we're going to put the GM Smooth, GEOM, GM Smooth. And you can also see probably what it is with this yellow dot here. Okay. So it aid the eye in seeing patterns in the presence of overplotting. But then specifically, we're going to use it to see the relationship between miles per gallon and weight. So GM_smooth, you enter. You can go with a suggestion of arrow or you can manually type it, but I recommend that you go with the suggestion of arrow at always, especially the one coming in blue, which is the first option. So when I press enter, you complete the command. Now inside, I'm going to specify the method. Which one of the method I want to use? Which one of the smoothing method I want to use? So we have different smoothing method. We have linear regression, we have GLM, we have GAM, we have lucis and different other functions there. But this time we're going to go with LM, which is linear regression or linear model. So also when I type method, METH, arrow also pops up because it understands that within GM Smooth, method is also another feature of GM Smooth. So it just brings up method. Now with the method, like I said, we're going to go with LM. So we put LM inside a quotation with small letters. We put LM. After that, we can specify, go outside of the quotation. Now the parenthesis, the quotation of LM. And then we specify the color. Which color do we want to put on that line? Or that line should have which color? So COLOR, and then color equal. This one you can spell it because you have different colors there in the pops up that comes up. So just spell the color fully. COLOR, and don't choose any of the options there because probably you might get confused. So COLOR, color equal, and then inside a quotation, you can spell any color you want. So we're going to make this color to be red. We want a red line or red linear model line. Let me move this, comment something here so you can see the thing. So we put a red line. We can also specify the kind of line. There are different kind of line type. So we say line type, L-I-N-E, L-I-N-E-T-Y-P-E. This one you can also spell it manually. Line type, L-I-N-E-T-Y-P-E. Line type equal, we have straight line, we have dot line, we have dash line, we have different kind of line. So let's go with a dash line, D-A-S-H-E-D. Let me close up this thing a little bit so you can see the code fully. So D-A-S-H-E-D, we want a dash line. After this dash line, with the parentheses, we can put a command after the parentheses. We put a command and enter so that we don't keep tapping, the thing to keep going farther and farther and farther like that. No, not after that. Sorry. Come inside. It's after the quotation of dash. D-A-S-H. After that quotation, inside the same parenthesis, put a command. So what you will have is a command and then a parenthesis there. So enter. We could also continue tapping, but if I do this, the line is going to keep going. So enter, and then you tap SE equals false. F-A-L-S-E. SE equal false. And then the other parenthesis is going to be closed. So the SE now give us is going to help to make the line as smooth as possible, especially on the error aspect. After that, you put a plus. That means we have already done with that particular feature that we added, the GM aspect of it. So there was a plus after line 23, still blue, parenthesis, closes plus. And then we started a new feature, GM smooth. We put all of our parameters, and then we also put a plus after the parenthesis of GM smooth. So that other feature is over. Now we can run it again and see how it looks. I'm going to run it first, and then I will give you a chance to. So I'm going to zoom out. I'll give you a chance to read it. View that we'll still be having some problems. I'll paste the code in the chat session. Let me even paste it there now. We're still not finished yet. Let me just paste this thing here. Okay. So I'm going to highlight this code now and run it. And let's see if we have our linear model line or our regression line. I am the only one whose sound level. I'm the only one whose sound level have dropped. Guys, can you hear me? Someone saying their sound, probably they have problem with their sound. Can anybody hear me?
You're loud. You're loud to you.
Yeah, you are good, coach. You are good.
Your sound is good.
Okay. So you can run it again, and then you should be able to see the newer version of it. Now you saw, because I opened up the screen before running it, you cannot see that red message that comes, like the overlap, too much overlap and stuff, because now the graph is a little bit stretched out. It's a little bit stretched out. So this line you see in here, this red line with this dash, because we specify, we say I want a dash line. So that's why you can see the dash. We also can see that the color is red because we specify a red color. So you can change the color. You can also change the line to show you. Now you can even, from this line, if you have been doing statistics or stuff, you should understand that this is a negative relationship here. It's a negative relationship because you see that most of these guys here that are below, as the weight of the car increases, the mileage per gallon also decreases. As the weight increase, the miles per gallon will also decrease. So that's the interpretation of this linear line here. So let's see the next feature we can add here. Maybe I'm going to add the other easier ones. Exactly, Mohammed said, higher weight leads to lower miles per gallon. So let's add the title and other things. Then I will come back so that we can add to understand from all these points. Let's understand.
Why no more car brands? Why no more car brands? The names of the cars.
The name of the car should still be able to come
display,
up.
yes.
Coming up. But if you want it from your end, do you also get the same?
For me, I see the car names.
You should be able to see it. Mine is coming up now. Can you see it?
Okay. Good.
And also it's coming out. The brands are there.
Okay. So now our next thing is, let's see how we can add title, change the backgrounds and stuff. Then we're going to now see later on how we can identify the mean or the average mass per gallon, and where also is the average weight. We're going to put a line within this graph to show it as well. So you make your graph very easier to be read by anyone. So when they see it, they don't ask you, oh, where can we identify the average miles per gallon among all of these things? But first, let's come here and do something with our titles and all of that. So come to the last one, the 15. I'm going to close it up again. And then I'm going to zoom in.
Joe test. I think you've moved out. The Joe test column, the Joe test repair column. At the end of the code, where the 15 is, there was no plus sign. But when you go to the Joe smooth and the Joe point, you added plus. What is the similarities or the differences?
You mean that the 15?
Yeah,
after we put overlap?
Yeah, after the overlap, the 15, after the bracket, there's no plus sign, but for the Joe smooth and the Joe point, they do have a plus sign at the end of the code. I want to know the differences. Yeah.
The only difference is because we have already stopped adding feature.
Oh, okay. So many, if you want to add, you want to continue feature, want to continue another code, then you can add.
We have not finished yet. So let's add a plus here. Right. After the 15, let's add a plus there. But let us know if you have done yours. If you have done it, send 5 in the comment section. If you have done it, you can send 5 in the comment section. If you have done it, okay. All right. Okay. I think I shared the code in the group also, so you should just be able to. Well, it's better that you also write it yourself. That way you can get from it a little bit. Okay, so many people have already done it. Somebody using Huawei or Y9 Prime. It's difficult to know your name, so it's advisable to change your name to avoid maybe attendance problem. Abraham from TIT as a volunteer and as a speaker. Are you there, Abraham?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I sent you a message on WeChat to do the same you did yesterday.
Yes, I'm doing that.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now let's work on our labels for our plot. So we already added a plus sign here after the 15. The next thing is we're going to put something called labels, LABS. And we'll also explain what is LABS in the Sumo Blama. Please mute yourself. So we explain what is LABS. Your mic was open. So we explain what is LABS. LABS means labels, LABELS. That's the abbreviation or the short form of the short spelling of labels. So LABS, you can spell it or you can use the suggestion that arrow gives you and go with it. It's going to come with a parenthesis, open and closes.
Excuse me, CEO, is there any reason my output is not showing anymore?
You mean your output as in the linear? You cannot see the dashed line?
No.
Highlight everything.
Because I initially
make sure that you are not on the help area. So if you're here on help, you will not see the plot. You have to come back to plot to see the plot. So that's one part. Another thing is make sure you highlight all of the codes from where you can see plate to where the plate ends. Highlight everything and run it. You should be able to see it. So let's come back to our code. So the LABS, which is the abbreviation for labels, we want to label our plot. And one of the labels that we want to go with is the title. Most of the time you have seen plots or graphs in research papers and stuff, or even on your graduation project, you have title of your plot. So how do we put the title? LABS, and then we put title. Title is a keyword. As you start to spell, Ara is going to give you suggestion. You can even see here the text for the title. Okay. If you want to know all of what you can include on a LABS, you can go to help. You tap LABS on a help, and then you also see the pattern there as well. So Ara just put all these things inside that even if you are lost, there's no internet or there's no one around, you can use the help area here, and it's going to show you the pattern. So we go enter that, and then inside a quotation, we put the title of our plot. The title of this plot is going to be called Advanced Data Visualization. Advanced Data Visualization. You can put any title you want, but let the title be able to match what you are doing. Just for the sake of the topic of my session, Advanced Data Visualization, that's what I'm putting the title here like this. Advanced Data Visualization. If you highlight the entire code and run it again, you should be able to see the title there. Can we run? Yes, you can run R offline. You don't need internet to run R. So everything you're doing here, you don't need internet to do it. You can run R offline. So if we run this code again, you will see the title will be added. But since mine is so clustered, the graph is going to be so small, I'm going to bring it out. But first, let me copy this code and send it in the comment section so you can use it as a reference while I'm trying to zoom out on the screen.
See you.
Hello. Well, I think you can see it now. There, you can see the title here. Yeah, Emmanuel, what you say?
Like for the help section, you section of
your network is bad. We cannot hear you properly.
I said you ask offline.
Yeah, you can. Everything can be done offline. You can use the help area offline as well. Let me paste this code here. But I think now you can also see my title I've shown. And title I've shown. Also paste the code in the session. So if you can see your title, Advanced Data Visualization, then you can send 6 in the comment section. If you can see your plot title, you can send 6. Okay, 2, Mohammed. Okay. All right. That's good. So now we can see our plot title. The next thing we want to do is we can also add subtitle. We can add caption. We can change the position of that description of the title. We can put it in the middle. Currently by default, you can see it's on the left side. For everything you can see on that graph, anything that your eye can lay on can be modified, can be improved or presented in the best way that you want it. That's what Ara can do for you, which the other guys cannot do. So anything you want to do can be done with this code. The next thing, after we add our title, within the parentheses of what we have data visualization, we put a command after the quotation because I also want to put a subtitle. So let's put a command and enter. So because I don't want the line to keep going back to OWCC day 1. So let's enter, and then we should have space. Here you can spell subtitle. Subtitle is the keyword. So as you start to spell, you observe that you observe that it's going to pop up as well. According if your Dutch is not visible, then you can use the code I will share in the group. Maybe you have some problem with the one you did. So subtitle equal as well. You put in quotation the subtitle you want. So we're going to go with the subtitle of OWCC 2025, day 6. We're adding a subtitle to our plot. Subtitle equal, quotation open, OWCC 2025, day 6. But remember to put a command after the title and the quotation. Remember to put a command before you spell the subtitle. Now let's run it again. At this point, we'll just be focusing just to make sure that it is there, and then later on we will close it up so that you can see the full graph. But from your end, you should be able to run it because you don't have to zoom in since you are the only one viewing your screen. Can you please indicate the weight unit, for example? Oh yeah, you can do that. You can do that, don't worry. You can do that. So don't worry, we'll do everything. You'll see the graph, don't worry. You'll see your graph. Okay. So if you have added a subtitle, please let us know in the mine is squeezed up so everything cannot be shown here. But let me just, for the sake of those maybe following the video, the guy was saying something that was not visible and then we have problem. If yours can, you can send maybe 7. Send 7 if you can see your subtitle. Okay, Genevieve, Mohammed, Siafa, Masakwe, Conan, James, Elton. Okay. Yeah, so many people have it. So that means that part of the code was open. The next thing we're going to do is to now put the description of our X and Y axis, like what Christopher just asked for. So currently on your plot or on your graph, so I will just do this and then later on I will open up the graph and see the subtitle, that's fine. The next thing is on your graph, you can see on the X axis, you can just see WT. And to the Y axis, you can see, for example, here, MPG. So those things can be changed, right? So let's see what do we want to put there. So after the 6 with the quotation, we put a comma. After the quotation, we put a comma. So if you observe, you will see that we keep going in this pattern. After we add this one, we put a comma like that. So just remember it. It's the same thing. What we are doing here for every plot you're going to work with, you're going to put labels, except you don't want title on your plot. Every plot you're going to generate, based on whatever data set you're working with, these things are going to be the same thing. That's why we're trying to give you a detailed code so that if you want to put title on your plot, you know exactly how to do it. That is why the example is long and detailed to cover all of the basic things. Now the next part is X. X equal, remember that the X you are using should be lowercase x, because on line 22, what we say ggplot aesthetics, X equal WT, Y equal MPG. So also put the same small x here. X equal, on our X axis, we put WT, and WT means weight. And the weight from the data set, it told us that it was in 1,000 pounds. 1,000 pounds. Okay, so that's the weight. Let's also put the Y and then we'll run it and see. We'll put after the quotation, you put a command, enter, Y equal, on the Y axis there, on line 22, we put mass per gallon, MPG. So we open our quotation and then we spell mass per gallon, MPG. Just put a little small parenthesis, MPG, and then close that small parenthesis. So it's a little parenthesis within the parenthesis. But it's not compulsory to put the small parenthesis. If you just want to leave the full spelling as MPG, that's fine. But maybe somebody want to see mass per gallon, they might not quickly grasp the thing about MPG. So you can also put that, but putting a small MPG there is not compulsory.
Olano, please. After the 6, after the quotation, we put a comma and then enter X equals quotation weight. What after weight? What did we put just after weight?
Thank you, sir. I even have a problem. I think there's a mistake there. I think I didn't close the parentheses. So weight, we open a parenthesis. Inside the parenthesis, we put 1,000 LBS. LBS is just like pounds, is the unit for pounds, according to the people who did the naming convention. So LBS is the unit for pounds. So meaning the weight, is in pounds. We can also, if time permits us, we will also see how we can even change those values along the MPG. Like for example, maybe 35, we can even put 35 MPG separately. If time permits us, we'll see that, but most of the time you will not find it. People will just put it along the axis. They will not put it in the values part. But we can also do that. So let's run it and see what happened. So in this case, I'm first going to send this code in a group, in a chat, and then I will zoom out my screens because some of you still following the screen. I don't want you to be lost. Probably you have not finished writing yet. Okay, so if you want to still see what I wrote, you can check the comment section and you see the code. You see the code there. So let me just zoom out and then rerun the code. We're going to rerun the code and see mine. If you have already done it, then that's good of you. You can see. Yeah, just a minute, guys. I don't know. There's a little bit of hope this thing will not affect the video. Just a minute, guys.
The LEC trip?
No, it's not LEC. Corey, don't go. Okay, let me see. I think I have it here. Oh, I should change the. Let me fix this problem. I think I was all of a sudden this guy just decided to misbehave. Okay, let me see. I'll just share on the Arrow Studio screen. There's no need to pick a screen. Okay, can you see my screen now? And also, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we can hear you and see your screen.
Okay. Yeah, sorry for the trip in. So now we can see that we have the C on our x-axis, we specify the weight in 1,000 pounds. We can also see our title. We can also see our subtitle. Okay, so let's zoom out. Let's zoom out and continue the code. The next thing is we change the might not be suitable for you. Okay, so I think we are good to go. Let's add a caption. So after the Y, that mass per gallon error after it, what we can do is we can put a command after that quotation, the same thing we did after putting subtitle, title, X, Y, all these things, the same thing. Remember the quotation, the parenthesis, any is still there. So here we can put a caption. For example, you have seen some plots that they put the source of the data, probably World Bank data or WHO data, or probably whatever place they took that data from. So you can also see the source of that data. So that is called a caption. In Arrow, there's a caption. So when you spell cap or CAP, it's going to pop up, or you can actually spell the full thing, caption, and then enter. And then also in quotation, you can put maybe World Bank data or source World Bank data, for example, empty cache data set, like that. So that source column is not forced to put source column. You can just put, if you want to decide to put wall bank, probably somebody might not understand, we just say wall bank. But if you put source, we spell the source, and then you put wall bank, or you put TIT, or you put empty cards, then they know that you are talking about the source of the data. After doing this, when you run it, you also observe that it's going to come up in the lower right corner on the x-axis. It's going to come to the x-axis in the lower right corner. So if yours probably showed up, then you can let us know in the comment section. Let us know in the comment section if you can see yours. Probably you can send us, let's start again, start with 1. You can send us 1. All right. Okay, that's good. So many people still following. Now the next thing is, let's change the background. We have added so many things. Let's change the background. Then we're going to come back to work on the positioning of the title, putting the title in the middle, changing the color, changing the size, and all these things we can do. So after this example, if you want to do anything with your graphic, again, at least you already have all of the information needed. So since we finished with the labels area or the labels feature, at the end of that parenthesis that have the source data set, you put a plus because we want to add a new feature. We want to add a new feature. Let me zoom in one more time. He's going to, maybe even the zoom nice.
Hello, CEO.
Hello.
I asked, but you didn't respond. If you have like a meter per second cube, how do you write it under the unit section?
You have to put it maybe the same way like that. Use the same way you wrote it in the comment section, like the meter per second. You can write it like that in a quotation. Where do you want to put it where the values are, or you want to do it the same way we did it, like miles per gallon? MPG?
Yeah, the same way on this side.
Yeah, so you just change miles per gallon MPG to meter per second square. Like you read it the same way, like meter per, but you put it in because it will be in a quotation. So quotation, meter per second, and then you use the shift and number 6 key, like this. Or if I want to add regression, equation, and arrow values to the plot. So those
so
are
like for the source,
cases,
you want like for the source, you want it to be like at the right-hand corner of the graph, down bottom. How do you indicate
by
it?
default? Yeah. By default, it's already at the right-hand corner. So we'll change that. We'll change that. We'll show you how to change all these things. Don't worry.
All right.
Okay. So let's move on. Now we finished with the whole issue of the labels of our plot. We're going to add new feature. So we add a plus here. And our new feature basically would be the theme. So we spell it THEME. You'll see there are different themes. The first one that pops up, that guy is used to do the modification of the title and everything, like positioning the title in the middle. We'll use that guy, but let's wait a little bit. The other one we are using now are the ones below, like team underscore. So you put team underscore, base, it's just some default themes. You can try each of them and see the one that best maybe suits you. But most of the time, the themes are between classic and minimal. But I like classic, but then they say classic is traditional, but I think I like classic. Currently, let me show you the difference between the two. So put team, THEME underscore, and then you come here and choose classic. And then you enter. Run it again and see how our entire background is. Going to copy this code and paste it in the comment section for those of you that stay following. Sorry. Okay, so it's already in the comment section. You can follow it from there. So if you already run yours, you see that it should be plain, and it should come with one vertical line to the y-axis and one horizontal line to the x-axis, giving you a clean background. Giving you a clean background. So you can send 2 if yours has already run, like Lucas, like Jenkins, like Emmanuel Banning. Yeah, okay. So many people coming up now. So it should give you that clear and clean background. Let me rerun mine so that everything can show up. Okay, what's your problem? So I think just wait a little bit is going to show up. But I think a couple of you already have it. Yeah, a couple of you already have it. If you have not done it and you're still following the program, you can send 3. Send 3 in the comment section if you are still following, but you probably have not done it. You can send 3. Let's know that you are still here, but then maybe you have some issue along the way and you are waiting. Okay. Okay. So we'll soon be ending this, and I'm very sure we're going to finish. We're going to finish before the time, around the time of attendance. Currently, we are 169. That means a lot of people shouldn't be getting certificate. The type of plot is not static, or you can modify. You can modify the tab you want. So if you want to do scatter plot, then this same code can be used. If you want to do scatter plot, like GM point, on line 23, that's why we use GM point. Let me clear all this graphs from here. If you want to use histogram, it's called histogram. But the data you want to visualize on a histogram, you want to make sure that probably it's histogram friendly, because not all the data can be best visualized in all of the different types. Some data are best visualized in scatter plot, some are best visualized in histogram, some are best visualized in density plot. So, but however, you can try between them and see which one is going to come out for you better. Why mine is not coming up again? I think it's going to come up, but then as long as yours is working, that's fine. For me, I'll come back later on to it. It's going to Olano. So that's what happened here. The resolution keep going off and on. All right, the next thing is, how can we then modify the title, the subtitle, to put them in the middle? So observe that what we have just done, the team_classic is another feature. So since we finished with that feature, we have to put a plus at the end of that parenthesis, and then we can enter, or we can continue tapping. But the reason why we enter is so that we can have the space for us to still see our code. And it's even, I think it's better written than this, than you just keep going on a long straight line. Writing your code is not beautiful. Okay, so how can we then fix the issue of us putting our caption to the right, to the left, our plot title to the right, to the left, in the middle, wherever we want it? How can we do that? So we do it on something called theme, T-H-E-M-E, T-H-E-M-E, theme. And then you enter. This time we're not using team _. We are just using theme, T-H-E-M-E, you enter. If you also want to know what you can do on a team, you can go to the help area, search team, you'll see all of what you can do. So one of what we can do on a team, we can fix what we have done under the labels. Usually, it should be things that we have done under the labels, the LABS. So one of what we did was a title. So it was the plot, we call it plot.title. So you can see we can do different things. We can even change our plot background. We can change our plot caption, our plot margin, our plot subtitle, our plot title, and all of that. So here what we want to modify is our plot title. So plot.title. Choose plot.title and enter. What about our plot title do we want to do? If you check the PPT, we have something called element text. Element text, basically referring to those texts that we have to our plot title. You can consider it that way. Those texts that we have to our plot title. That's what we want to make rectification to. So you choose element underscore text. So what about the element text that you want to do? For example, I want to change my title. I want to make the writing to be bold. Maybe the writing there is not, it's just thin, it's not really, shining. I want it to be bold. Like you are doing in Microsoft Word, Control B, or highlighting and doing bold. But this one, the spelling is different. We use face, F-A-C-E, face. Face means you want to make the writing to be bold. Now, inside this face, you open a quotation, and then you spell bold in small letters. You spell bold in small letters because you want to make your plot title, you want to make it bold. After the plot title, making it bold, another thing you can do, so I just do it and then run it, instead of running it, coming back, running it, coming back. So after the plot title, making it bold, the next thing we can do here is to also the size. So I'm going to enter so that we don't keep tapping going along. The size, that is the font size. In Microsoft Word, you refer to it as the font size. But here the size refers to you increasing the writing of your plot title. So size equal, you can choose probably you want it to be 16, you want it to be 12, you want it to be 10. You just put your font size here. After the size, we can also change the writing color. The one that we have is black. We can also change the writing color. To do that, we spell color. So C-O-L-O-U-R and C-O-L-O-R are the same thing. It's just the British people with a spelling color and the American men with a spelling color. I don't know which one of them owns this English, but then we have to follow them. If you choose any of them, they will still work the same way. If you want to go the British with a spelling color or the American with a spelling color, it should still work with you like that. So let's go with the American with a spelling color. The British people here, sorry. If you are British, you can be a prior Englishman and choose yours. So the color. Similarly, anytime you are doing color, you want to make sure you put the color in a quotation and spell the color in small letters. So for example, let's say we want our title color to be, which color do we want? Let's use red. Too much red, right? Let's use green. You can even use dark green. You can use dark red. You can use yellow. You can use orange. You can use dark orange. Any color that comes to your mind, just go with it. After the color, what size was input in the quotation? That is because numbers are considered like numeric in programming, not just in R, but anytime you are assigning numbers, you don't put it in quotation. So we have data structure. It's in another class. I think the video is on TIT channel. You can find it when we had another session on the beginner things. So we talk about data structure. There are basically 5 different kinds of data structures in R. We have vector. We have on a vector, we have a character vector, and we have a numeric vector. So characters, you can put quotation. That is why you always see us putting quotation around the words like weight, mass per gallon, or title. They are all letters, so we consider them to be characters. So anytime you deal with characters, you put it in quotation. When we are dealing with numbers, you don't put it in quotation. So that's the reason. Let's move on. After we specified our color for our plot title, we can now specify how we want it to be positioned. In that position, we use something called H-just, horizontal justification. Horizontal justification. So H-just, with H-just, we have 3 values: 0, 0.5, and 1. 0 means you want the writing to be on the left side. It could be your caption. What we have plot the title, the only thing you have to do, change plot the title to plot the subtitle, plot the caption. Leave all the other things the same. That's what we're going to do next. So just copy and paste, because The only thing you'll be changing there, if you want maybe your subtitle to have different color, if you want your subtitle to have different size, or you don't want it to be bold, then but it's the same thing we're going to do for plot the subtitle, plot the caption, and any other thing that we want to do. So this pattern is the same for any other plot you're going to work with. So 0 means you want to plot or you put the text to the left. 0.5 means you want to put in the middle. You want the title to be in the middle. 1 means you want the title to be on the right-hand side. The same for your caption. If you use plot the caption, then you can also adjust your caption to either left, right, or middle. Usually, the captions of most data or plots are always on the right-hand side. So you can use, I think by default is already there, but if yours is not there by default, then you can change the H just to 1. But I want the title to be in the middle, so I'm going to use 0.5. I want the title to be in the middle, so I'm going to use 0.5. After we do this, I think technically that's all. Let's run it. Let's run it, then we're going to see that our graph, everything is going to be just as we talk about it. Let me just copy this code also and paste it in the comment section. I'm going to send this code also after the training. I'm going to send it again today in the groups. So you can use it as a reference, or you can compare it to whatever you are doing. So you can run yours. If you have already finished, you can run yours. Let me see if I can run mine, because this guy is now, I keep zooming in and out. But you can send 5 in the comment section. Okay, that's good. So many people. So you can change green to any color. You can change 16 to any color. So you can keep playing with it. Keep playing with it. Keep playing with it during your free time. Keep playing with it, getting adjusted. Okay, so many people have done it. Keep playing with it, get adjusted. I could restart my R, but I don't know how long it's going to take. But what I would do, let me finish while it is on. You don't have to close it. I'll restart the R and just reload this thing so that I can show my graph perfectly, so that those watching the video can see probably how it looks. The next thing we have already done, we can do the same for our plot subtitle as well. Let's do it for our subtitle, but I want the subtitle to be different. So observe that there are, after the 0.5, we have 2 parentheses. After the 0.5, we have 2 parentheses. So after the first parenthesis of 0.5 to the H just, where you have H just on line, for me it's line 38, where you have H just, let me zoom in again. After the first part, we'll modify the aspect of the team. We still want to modify the aspect of the team. So we are still on a team. You could also create a different section, another team. But since you're already on a team, there's no need of keep introducing team. But you could also do that. That's another thing. It's not you're not compulsory to keep putting like this. So let's copy from here to here. Copy it. And then I'm going to paste it right here. Okay, you can see that. I'm going to change plot the title. I'm going to change plot the title to plot the subtitle. Voila. Remove the other equal sign. There, so it'd be 1, plot the title equal element text, blah, 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 blah. Let's change the...
When you copied from plot title, did you include plate or you excluded it?
If I included which one?
The variable name, plate.
No, I didn't include it. The variable name will be the very last thing on the line. We don't include that one. Yeah. The plate will be the very last word in your code. So after this one, we change plot a subtitle. If you want a subtitle to be bold, I don't really want it to be bold. So I'm going to remove this line. Subtitle being bold. There's no need of it having so much focus. You could either leave it like that, but I'm just want to take this text back in here a little bit. I want the size maybe to be, the size shouldn't be equal to the title size. So it's a sub. The sub cannot be the same as the as the main guy. So let's make our sub to be 12. And let's change our green here to gray. Gray. The color should be gray. And the H just can be the same 0.5 to be in the middle. The H just can be the same 0.5 being in the middle. All of what you're doing, try to do Control S to save your work. Control S. Click inside the work and do Control S to save the work. Probably your computer don't store power. So if you lost power now, you might probably lose all of your code. But most time, R is going to give you that. If you have a good memory, R is going to give you that that thing, even though it was not saved. If you close the R and reopen it, it should still give you the same place or the same file you're working in before closing it. So this is it, run it, and let us know probably if you have done it, it was successful. You can send 6 in the comment section. This time, observe there is no command after the last is just 0.5. There's no command there, so be careful of that. So Jenkins already done his, Abraham Dixon, Abbas, Elijah, Shafa, James, Emmanuel Bani. Already, if you have run yours, okay, Abu Bakar. All right. All right, that's good. So we still have so many people that haven't, from the look of things. So many people are left behind. So we're going to send the code and we send everything in a group. You can follow through at a later date. So the next thing we have to do here is to make sure that we report where in the data we have the average miles per gallon and where also we have the average weight. How can we put a line in our graph to show where is the average miles per gallon and average weight? So while we're doing that, I don't know if I sent this last code in the group. Let me restart my arrow so that I can run it. And for my own plot to show, it shouldn't be maybe just doing it and you getting the feedback. Maybe for those that are following, so that they can. I'm going to copy the entire code again. So if your RStudio Studio is already open, you can just use this code is from the beginning to the end. I don't know if it's too much for Zoom to send it. Oh, yeah, it's too much for Zoom to send. So I can send everything. Let me send the first section of the code.
So I think it's in the WeChat group.
Yeah, I'll send for now. I can send in the WeChat group while I'm here. So later on, I will send in the WeChat group. I will send the actual file. Don't worry. But maybe those that are still here, they want to catch up quickly. Then they can follow. They can follow suit with this. So the two ones that I sent, you can just combine them and then run it. Provided you already also installed the. Let me go to session and then restart R. I've already saved my file, so let me just restart R and see. And see that my RStudio is still, the screen is still here, but then in the back end is restarting. So you can go to session on the top there, and then you click on restart R. But the fact that I'm restarting my R, that means I have to reload the packages. So I'm just going to run from library all those packages that I need. I'm just going to run them. So while I'm running them, if you have any question, you can ask a question on what we have done so far. Can I share it in the group? I will share the actual file that have everything that we're doing here today. I will also share it in the group, so don't worry. So if you have any question, you can ask your question while I'm trying to rerun my guy here. We are following OCO. LDC said we will not put our PC them on. Okay, so I think mine is coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. So for those following on what I just did, I just restarted my arrow session because I had, resolution problem. I kept zooming in and out of the screen. so people can see. Because of that, the guy was getting confused. So I just restarted my arrow session. It's still not showing all of what yet, but it's going to come up shortly. Okay, if there's no other question, then we're going to move on to add the other aspect of the code. That is the average miles per gallon area and average weight area and all of those things. If you have any question, you can unmute yourself and ask a question, or you can send it in the comment section, and then we will respond to your question. Okay. Again, I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to zoom in on the screen. So because as you zoom out, you're telling the guy to squeeze himself up and create room. it's even sounding funny. Okay, let me go back here and let's get our code. So we're going to start this one from after our GM Smooth online. For me, that's line 25. Let's insert this other section of the code in between here. It's best because you're going to read the code in a very good order. The labeling of the graph can be done last, so technically there's no need of you doing. It's not professional to do the other aspect of the code below, the labs below. But any of them, you can still do it above or below. Doesn't matter. But just for professional reasons' sake. So you can see mine in the corner here. I think it has finally decided to behave itself. So mine is there with the green color as well and the other thing as well. So if you're following, that is mine. Here, we're going to use, in the PPT, I talk about GMH line, horizontal line, and vertical line. GMH line, GMV line. I also talk about annotate. Annotate will be used to put the words. If you just put a line and you don't tell somebody what that line means, you still causing more confusion. So if you put a line to show that this is the average miles per gallon or the average weight, be able to also specify or spell it out. So let's do it quickly. And we'll try to close. It's already 9 minutes to 9. Okay, no problem. Those 9:30 people might soon be coming to join. You can see we are 174. So I could also enable another option. Anybody come, we'll see them. And then we'll know those that can come for the attendance. So let's first put our GMH line, our horizontal line, that's going to put our mean miles per gallon. So you say GM underscore. No, let's take our H line first. H line. Okay, so it's a horizontal line, and this will be used for the mean miles per gallon. See, my run symbol has just made scene. I don't know what but another way to run, I will get to that shortly. Just let me finish this one because of the time. So GMH line, and then you enter. We specified our y-intercept. Or y-intercept. And then for the y-intercept, we want to calculate the mean. Here is the actual calculation. We calculate the mean. And the mean of what? The mean of empty cards, coming from the empty cards data set. Empty cards, and then we put the dollar sign. After you put empty card dollar sign, it's going to show you all of the columns that you have within the empty card data set. Which one of them mean do you want to calculate? I want to calculate miles per gallon. The miles per gallon, because here we're calculating the mean or the average miles per gallon and put a horizontal line for it. So after the first parenthesis of it, we put a comma and we specify the color. We spell COLOR, specify the color of that line you want. For example, maybe let's put a dark green. Okay. We want to have a dark green color to that line. After this, we can put a comma after the quotation, and then we enter so that we don't keep tapping and going somewhere very far. We can specify also the line type. The same we specify the line type and use dash line for the GM smooth. So we can specify the line type. You can see your screen clearly. I think I zoom out in the best way possible. Guys, can you see my screen? I think it's the same thing I've been using.
Yes.
I see your screen.
Okay. So we specified our line type and say equal. We want to also use the dotted line. So you put dotted, D-O-T-T-E-D. You want to have a dot line. And then another thing that you want to do is to specify the size of that line. I'm just going to go size equal 1. And that should be it for that aspect of the mean miles per gallon. We can put our plus sign here because other codes are still below, other features are still below. So if we don't put a plus sign, it's going to mess up the thing. So put a plus sign because we still have other features below. You could decide to run it, and you should see it should give you a dark green horizontal line for your average miles per gallon. But at this point in time, it would not give you some of our network can sometimes trip, and we usually rejoin. So if that happens, it should be like I'm joining for the tendency. So for this point in time, it will not give you the text. You will not see any text. You will just see the line. It will just give you a horizontal line to show you your average miles per gallon if you run yours. So we'll do that and see how we can add a text to describe that line. Okay, so let's add also for the GM V line. I could copy and paste the same thing, but let's step it. It's not the best part of the copy and paste. GM V line. This one is for the vertical line. Okay, and the GM V line, this time around, we're going to tap the X intercept and also find the mean. But this time we are finding the mean of the empty card weight. Empty cards. This time we're finding the weight. Why are you not popping up? Let's spell you correctly. Empty card, and then we find the weight, or we calculate the weight. So we find WT on the list here. Mean, parentheses open, empty card. The same thing we did up there, but what we just changed was above we had the Y-intercept, below we have the X-intercept. That's the main difference. And then we also have MPG. Now we are doing it for the weight. So at the end of the first parenthesis as well, we can put the color we want for that line. COLR, enter. Specify the color you want. Maybe let's go with a black line. And then after the quotation as well, we put a command, enter. We specify the line type and the size. The same thing we just did. That's why I said we'll copy it, but let's step it so that we can understand the pattern and everything. So the line type, we're also going to go to the same dotted line. Put it in a quotation. You could just copy and paste. Maybe if you're not fast in tapping, you could just copy and paste and just change the things that need to be changed. But it's best to tap at times. So after that, we specify now we have done for the mileage per gallon and the weight, the average miles per gallon and the weight. Okay. So after that, let's now annotate. Let's put a text that will be able to show actually that we mean this. But with this, you can run it and you'll see two different lines. So if you have run yours, or if you have reached this far, then you can send 7 in the chat session. If you have run yours, you can send 7 in the chat session. Some people are using 5G, huh? Jenkins Wilson, James Cannon, Tiafa Masakwe, Abdul, Emmanuel Banning. Hey, a lot of people, huh? Okay. So let's now show the text on those lines. To do that, we use something called annotate. And we also explain annotate in the PPT. You can also see the annotate here as well. So this function adds geom to a plot. But this geom now is going to map this geom to the actual line or the actual place that you want it to be specified. So annotate, and then we put in quotation text because we want a text to be used there. You put text, and then you say x equal the maximum value of what? The maximum value of the empty card, what we have with empty cards. That's what we want it to be. And then after the first parenthesis, my connection is on. Oh, they can still hear me. So y equal the mean of empty card mass per gallon. We're trying to put the mass per gallon, the average mass per gallon. We're trying to tie this text to that area, to wherever we find the average mass per gallon on the y-axis. So empty card means empty cards mass per gallon, $ mass per gallon. Okay, so this might be a little bit confusing and tough for you. But what we are doing here, the annotate is just basically to put the text to wherever we have the average mass per gallon and wherever we have the average weight. So we want this line to be able to find that area. Okay, so we are done with this guy. The next one now we can do is the labor. So let's put a command and enter and put a labor.
Can you be slow, please, CEO?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm also observing the time.
Yeah.
I'm also observing the time. We are getting up close to the time. So what I would do, we'll just put one, and I'll send the code, or it'll be an assignment to put the other one. Because there's the last thing of the code, the last part of the code that we have. Because we have to do other things today. So I'm just going to do this one. Once you see they put a description of one or the other guy, you just copy and paste the other guy, change the Y to X. So labor equal, here we're going to put the text that we want to see on that line. So the text would be the mean or the average. You can use average. You can also use mean, miles per gallon. Mean MPG. That will be the text we want to put on that line. And the color of that text, provided we want to put color. So we put color, and then equal, maybe let's use a blue color. Okay. We also want to put size. We can say the size should be 3. The line size should be 3. I mean the text there. And we can also specify something called the vertical justification, V-just. The V-just wanted to be 1.5. Why we wanted to be 1.5 is because we wanted to be above to the maximum point of that line. We wanted to be at the maximum point of that line. So where we have Toyota Corolla, on that, if you draw a straight line to where we have Toyota Corolla as the maximum miles per gallon car, or we have that, we want to measure that line. That's what we are doing there. We'll also do the same for the other guy, measure that line to where we have the last weight area. So this would be it for the annotation of the mean mass per gallon. So for us to do the same for, I want to be ambassador for this organization. Speaking from Hangzhou, China. Just send out a message. Then who's that person? Send out a message on WeChat or email or WhatsApp, anywhere. Just send out a message. I think that message came from who? I'll find it later on. So you could just copy this annotate guy, but then remember, there's another feature. Let's add a plus here before the entire thing get messed up. Yeah. I'm just gonna, for you, you can just run your code. If you finish this, it should work. But let's just copy and paste this guy right here for the next session to calculate the mean weight. I'm just gonna spell the full thing out. Okay, spell the full thing out. So in we put our text here, and then X max. Here we change the Yep. Everything here. So we just change under this last part, the mean empty card. Yep. Okay, let's change the color also. Probably you don't want the color to be the same, so we can differentiate. Let's put maybe orange. Okay. So there will be the mean weight. So we put in the text, the X, this time will not be equal to max, but the X will be equal to mean. So let's change it. Don't copy and paste. There's a difference. Don't copy and paste. The one above is not the same. So I'm going to share this with you. But if you've done the first part, then you can let us know, but I'm sure you're still writing. So the mean
Theo, how can I undo like
Control Z.
Oh, okay.
So now the Y maximum, we want this to be on the Y maximum. The Y maximum of empty card miles per gallon. Yep. So the one above, the first annotate, wanted to be at the maximum value of the X, and we want this one to be the mean of this guy should be at the max, and here we have the Y max. The max and Y max is just, I was saying, the maximum value on the X axis. So for the Y axis there, we saw Toyota Corolla as the last value on that line. So there where we want to put it right in. Also, for the weight area, we want to put it to the X axis, the maximum area there, to the X axis. That's where we want to put it. So I'm going to send this code in the chat session here. I'll also send it in the group so you can practice or you can go through. But let me first send it in the comment section, and then you should be able to, we'll be able to copy everything. Jenkins, I don't know what you're using, a 4G or 5G. Oh, everything cannot go. Everything cannot go. So I will have to share it in the group later on. I'll share the actual file. I will share the actual file in the group. Okay? But if you are able to do them, then no wahala. So you can see mine. You can see here mean weight. You can also see mean miles per gallon. So the mean miles per gallon, the writing here is way down here to the last dot that we have here in this corner. Let me show this a little bit. Later on the test is going to come up, but you can see the writing. The mean weight is up here, and it's corresponding with Toyota Corolla line, corresponding to the last dot that we have up here. And then also, okay, all the text I've shown now. Also, you can see here as well. I think I made a mistake. No, it's okay. That was the main word in the main mass spec column. Yep. So this is it. One in use size aesthetics for line was depreciated. No matter your code will still be other one. I think smooth.
Yo, do you mind?
Line
Maybe
type.
you zoom out now. Let's look at the code proper. I see a little of error in my last code.
Okay, I will send. We want to transition to another part of the program. I will send the code in the group.
Okay.
Then you can take it up from there and probably I'll send you the full thing. Don't worry.
Okay.
When I send you the file, you can just double click on the file. Once your RStudio Studio is open, it will automatically open in your RStudio Studio. Or you can come here to File in the top left corner. Then you click on Open File. Then you browse for wherever you save that file. Make sure the file is saved as day5.r. That's the name it will come with in the group. So just keep that name and don't change anything. Go to File, Open File, and then you find the file that I will share in the group later on. So that's all for now. And at this point in time, we will then transition. I think we're running to 9:30. Yeah, we have like 18 minutes to the time. So at this point in time, we're going to transition to the other part of the program. We're going to stop sharing. Or maybe I'll stop sharing. So if you just joined, we talk about if you want to combine two or more graphs, you just create a new variable. For example, your name, and then you put, like for example, we have plate, right? Plate. So if another graph was split, another graph was something else, you create a new variable, probably your name, or maybe you can say day5 equal plate plus spoon. If the other variable was spoon. If you run that, you'll see that it will combine those two graphs into one. You can also use grade arrange. I'll talk about grade arrange in a PPT, but then you can also try it as well. How can you load your own data? We talked about loading your own data yesterday. I think somebody asked, that was Jenkins. If you want to load your own data. So we're going to take questions and answer. Questions, feedback from the program. So what I'm trying to show this screen for the person who just asked, if you want to load your own data set, you come to under the environment, you see input data set, and then you click on from Excel to import your own, whether the Excel data, SPSS data, SAS or Stata data, or the text file. You can import your own data from here. We talked about that yesterday, but just for the recap. So raise your hand if you have probably anything to say as the overall for this program or for this edition. Let's take some comments or some feedback.
CEO, please, I want to ask some question about the work.
Okay.
Please.
So let's use the feature of raising hand after him. Anybody want to speak? Just use the feature of raising hand. But then also tell the speaker thank you. Like appreciate the speaker in the comment section.
Yes, I wanted to thank you. I wanted to thank you for the presentation. It was marvelous, and we were able to follow all the prompts, and it was very clear. Thank you, and thank you for the program from Monday to Saturday. Yeah, I want to go to my question. Please, after when you want, you finish with one variable like the plate, as you said. When you want to say maybe spoon for another variable, but this time around, the code will be like a bar chart or histogram. Would the same graph appear on the same plot, or it will give you plot 2 for that histogram?
If the other code was histogram, the other one was something else, it's not a problem. It will give you your histogram one side, your scatter plot one side. You can even put 4 on one.
Oh, okay. But what about if you want to have a separate plot on maybe histogram?
Yeah, it's also possible. You can also do the same separate plot on histogram. I think I should have talked about this. I visualized this thing. Sorry, guys. So on TIT website, if you go there, This whole project also, you can be able to launch it to the web. So later on, you can go online and practice and even interact with this, what we have just done. So in Arrow, we have, you go to file, there's something called Shining Web App. You can create a web application, and then you can visualize your data and launch it on the web. So if you want to visualize maybe a scatter plot like we just did here, there's a scatter plot of weight and mass per gallon. So we put in the weight on the x-axis and the thing here. It's the same thing we just did. The same thing we just did, visualizing in scatter plot, like histogram. If you want a histogram, you can give you a histogram of weight. You can also increase the beam number. You can find a histogram of this one as well. So you can build these apps and launch them online, and people can interact with your project as well. So I will share the link. But it's also, if you go on TIT training, if you go to TIT website and click on training, you will see these projects there as well. So you can practice. It's the same thing we just did. So even your own project, you can launch it on the web. Create a Shining app account, and then take it up from there. Let's hear from Jenkins. But before that, everyone turn on the camera. Let's do the attendance. We're going to take the attendance now. I think it's important. It's important. Those that will come after, we already here as 183 people. 183. So we're going to give all those that are here, we're going to start with them first for the certificate. Anybody that's not here, that means you missed today, and if possibility, you missed one of the other days. So, okay. So at this point in time, let me just do the YouTube first. So you can turn on the camera before I start, because if you turn it on now, later on, it will switch to another slide. So if you are all set, I'm going to start. The first screen to YouTube, 1. Getting the second string, 2. And then the third one, 3, 4, 5. If you want to serve as a speaker, you want to serve as a volunteer, you want to serve as a sponsor, as a partner, whatever thing you want to do to see how you can help TIT or contribute or join the initiative, you can reach out to us and we can start it from there. Let me now try to take the PDF one that I have to send in the group. So just stay like that. Let me take the PDF guy to share in the group. And after which, we will now take comments or feedback from you guys. So day 6, where are you? Day 6, 1. Okay. I'm taking the first train. Just stay like that and just keep, cruising and doing what you can do best. Showing us your beautiful and handsome faces. Along the way, we have probably other sessions, so you can stay in the group or you can stick around. But we have in those mini sessions, they will not be shared as the way we share the notice of the other things. So it won't be for people in the group. So it can be different sessions. There are so many things that we can get to do. If you want to dive deeper into Arrow, we can take you from 0 to a pro. We have some of the guys here in some of our classes. So we can take you from 0 there. You can understand every other thing you need to understand, and now start to analyze your data or apply as the data analyst somewhere else. So I have 2 more slides to take, and then we should be done with the attendance. So anybody you see joining, just tell them, guys, we are done. Thank you for joining us later on. Yeah, even lucky that we reached this far. I really want us to take it even at exactly. Okay. So one more. Just stay one more, because this is the attendance that's going to cause violence. Does anybody come? I just ask you, have you attended day 6? So check day 6. If you don't find yourself, then you have to justify that you attended the other day. So day 6 attendance is going to be very, very important. Very, very important. Okay. So I think I'm done with the attendance. I'm going to stop recording. Oh no, I'll leave the recording on, and let's take Emmanuel Teah's hand is up. Any other person want to speak? Then you can also raise your hand. We will give you the platform to give any comment or any other thing you have to say. So Emmanuel, go ahead. We'll give you probably maybe 30 seconds or 1 minute so that we can take more people before we leave. We have 9 minutes to go.
Oh, okay. I want to say thanks to the team, TIT team. Personal appreciation to you, CEO, for the time and the knowledge impacted. Yeah, so I will actually get to you privately for us to discuss few things, but I just wanted to appreciate you though.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining as well. Especially those joining outside of Asia or China, where you have network problems, but yet you were still able to at least attend all of the days, compared to people probably in China where they have internet everywhere, in every corner, in every shop. You have electricity everywhere, everywhere you can find electricity, everywhere you can find internet. So even if you go to supermarket, police station, everywhere you go, you will give you internet. Let's take Lucas. And after Lucas, we'll take Jenkins. After Jenkins, we'll take Michelle. After Michelle, we'll take Omar Barry, in that order. Lucas, you can go ahead.
All right. Thank you very much, CEO, for this wonderful session. We really appreciate. Truth be told, you are 1 in a million, because having these webinars and all lots of things, it really counts a lot for us. Personally speaking, for my end, I was like 0 in our programming, but for now, through your help, I think have achieved a lot. And I want to say thank you also to all the participants, to all the speakers, everyone who involved in this this year's program. I want to say thank you to everybody, and I really appreciate your effort towards helping one another. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Jenkins, let's hear from you. Officially, we have 7 minutes, so please stay. Yeah, go ahead.
So CEO, I want to say thank you for organizing such a program. For me, this is what I call someone being educated, because the thing of being educated, not just to know or to acquire all the big degrees and stuff, but at least to be able to impact others. So for my side, I want to say a big thank you, and to the TIT team, you guys did extremely well. So the participant, the speakers, I want to say a big thank you to every one of you. Hope to see you guys again. Thank you, CEO.
Okay, so let's take Michelle. If Michelle is not ready yet, we take Omar Barry.
Yeah, so CEO, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead, Michelle.
Bravo to you. You are 1 in a million. This is very rare to see educated people doing such a thing like this. Free day giving out what you have received, what you have paid to receive over the years, is something that is not common. And I actually want to hail you and your team. You guys have been doing excellently well. But I want to ask a question. If a person wants to take a full course in Arrow, what's the procedure involved?
You just message us, and then we probably it's at our own pace. So your time, maybe you want it on weekend, you want it on weekdays. How many hours do you want it per day or per week? So those changes or those agreement can just be done based on your own schedule. So it default based on the individual. Now there's some people just want it once a week or 2 hours, or people just want it maybe every day. So it depends on you. So whatever way you want it, you can let us know.
All right, Chief.
Okay,
God
Omar
bless
Barry.
everyone.
After
Bless
Omar
all the
Barry,
team.
we'll take Elijah and then Abraham.
Yes,
With, Jefferson.
CEO, thank you. Thank you joining the line with other participants that have already expressed so much appreciation to you. For me, I see this as such a training followed usually with large cost, but at a free cost, such an important skill is being provided to us. Different aspects, and I really appreciate this. Is possibly my first training that I've attended for TIT completely. Sometimes I just catch up maybe in 1 or 2 days, but this is my first time from first day to the last day, and I've learned so much. And I guess I wish to continue to participate in subsequent programs and possibly be a member of TIT in a very shortest, nearest future, because I think this is a place to enhance and improve your capacity. Thank you. I really appreciate yourself and the team for putting such an important package together. We really, really appreciate you guys.
Okay, thank you so much. Also, let's hear from Elijah Mo, and then after Elijah, Abraham and Jeff has some.
Okay, good day, everybody. Well, firstly, I would like to say thank you to CEO. It's actually a great honor to attend all of your programs that you have had, and I have learned a lot from most of it. So thank you, and to your team for the hard work, to the team. And my question, and also I want to ask, is also just a Liberian who is in this, who is attending the program that is in Wuhan, that is doing computer science, because for me, I'm a computer science student. So I want to know, is there any Liberian on this platform who is in Wuhan doing computer science?
Yeah, so many people here, but Viola is also one of the person. But let's you can probably also ask in the group, or you can reach out later on with the information.
Yeah.
Couple of people are here from me.
Okay.
Let's hear from Abraham. After Abraham, then Jefferson.
Yes, thank you very much for the opportunity. I would like to appreciate Mr. Olano, the CEO of TIT Network, for providing platform, to educate us for free. It's really not easy. Of course, I'm also part of the team and maybe somehow the speaker for one of the session. So I knew about TIT last year, and since then I've been following TIT program. It has been impactful, and I would like to use this opportunity to thank the CEO and his unwavering teams who have been supporting him. So thanks for for providing platform, and God bless you.
Okay, let's take Jefferson.
Yes. Hello, everyone.
Good afternoon to everyone. Good morning, good evening, based on your location. I just want to take this time to appreciate you, CEO, Mr. Orlando, for the level of firm and fixed, commitment towards this program. I think this is my second time being a part of the TIT OWCC, and it has never been a regret. Like, I feels like every time I attend this training, I'm always one step ahead of my counterpart or other people surrounding me. So taking your own time, like investing into the resources and what you have learned to impact onto society, not just a particular group of people, but people from diverse background in a diverse environment. I just want to be like thankful to you. I'm always grateful to TIT, the team, TIT CEO. I'm always grateful whenever I'm part of your program. I feel like that kind of a spirit. Even though where we are now, we don't have the network connectivity like you guys in China and other places, but we will always find the means out of no way to always be a part of this program. Thank you, and thanks to everyone for listening. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, and thanks to all those that send their feedback in the comment section. We highly appreciate on behalf of the team. If you want to join the team, we are open. You can come on board, learn other things. We have a lot of things going on. So if you want to join, just reach out to us. I think that's the only thing stopping you from joining the team is just you reaching out. As long as you can reach out, you automatically join the team. Or somebody asks, when do you sleep? Usually it's difficult because maybe you might have, for me, I don't sleep when I have something to solve. So that's one part. And after this program, what will happen is until I turn off the Zoom platform, that'll be the only time the recording will be saved. So I have to wait for that. When the recording is saved, then start to do the attendance. And then at the same time, doing the post on all the platforms, all the social media platforms, do the post. And yeah, just all these things. Imagine now it's like 9:31 in China. So before we sleep, the volunteers and I, before we sleep, sometimes is, hey, maybe sometimes they can sleep before me. I think maybe 2. But for me, I'm usually up. I'm usually up sometimes. But thank you so much for joining. We highly appreciate. After here, we're going to start sending out the certificate. So for those that are here, those that attended today, you will be the first batch of people to download your certificate. All those are missed. they will have to come and justify why they missed today. So if you are here today, just give us 2 hours. Maybe 2 hours will be too much, but just give us 2 hours. Let us check the attendance of today and reconcile with the ones that we already did. Pick it out and then dump it to the server. So once we are done with that, we'll send a message in the group that all those who attended day 5 can start downloading the certificate. So give us 2 hours after we end this meeting.
CEO, sorry for the disruption. Normally I've been seeing 2 cannon here, 2 cannon on this platform, but I'm only seeing 1 cannon certificate. The cannon, I'm seeing 1 cannon and 1 cannon. And we have this.
How are you doing?
Let me see this cannon. I'm doing good.
Okay, I'm Sharif. I just want to use this time to appreciate your effort. This is my first time attending your class, but actually it was impressive. And thank you, and I hope you continue on this effort so we all can learn. Actually, when you were doing the attendance, I started a class with you, but when doing attendance, my network were frustrating. I don't know whether I keep being there or not, but when you see the attendance list, I will check and see. Thank you very much. Thank you for the time.
Okay, so the person I'm asking about the cannon, the one that we have here prepared is the latte.
Thank you. No.
Latte B cannon.
Thank you very much.
The latte B cannon person.
CEO, the other cannon was not in the class 4. I was not in day 4, but I attended all the other.
Yeah, I think so. That's the reason why, because
James E. Cannon was not in day 4, but I attended all the other days.
James Cannon, DM me, I'll send you a message.
Okay, so James, what happened?
Latte, where I can find you before I DM you?
My man,
James, what happened is this. Hello?
I come in to drop my wife
the 2 cannon, please. The 2 cannon. What will happen is this. Since one person is cannon, another person is cannon, James, when you download your certificate, use James cannon.
Okay.
Okay? The other cannon will use cannon by itself. So first, we talk about it in the beginning.
See,
we talk about it in the beginning.
You want printed certificate for me? I don't know.
So guys, please, those that are still here, I think some of you join after we talk about this certificate. When you're downloading a certificate, initially use your last name. If you use your last name, probably you see another name coming up. But most time you see the name with the same last name, but it will not be your first name. That means you and that person have the same name. So combine your first name and your last name to download your certificate. Combine your first name and your last name to download the certificate. But your first search, your immediate search should be your last name. If you're combining the first name and the last name, don't put space. Don't put space. Combine both. Combine both. So China is ahead of Liberia 8 hours. So if it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon in Liberia, it's 8 o'clock in the night here in China. I think it should be the same for Sierra Leone. For Nigeria, I think it should be 7 hours or so. So you can just imagine. when you are sleeping, or when you are still chilling, we are already in another day. Okay, so that's all for my end. Let's get to work and start to share your certificate. If anybody have anything to say, you can go ahead.
Yeah. See you.
Yeah.
China is 936. Sierra Leone is 136.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Sierra Leone, Liberia,
We're on the same
Apple, Maryland.
See you.
Yeah.
Yeah, masterclass. I sent you a screenshot if you called me up yesterday at Tillen's.
Saba masterclass certificate is here?
I see a masterclass, but I think we are about 3 or 2 masterclass on this platform.
No, I did. I remember doing CFA masterclass. So if it's you, then CFA masterclass, I did that person.
CEO.
Always at the comment section, always.
Yes, CFA, I did. Yeah. So any other masterclass here, probably I combine the first name or in the last name. But I think for you, I did. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Hello. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was kind of going through the the attendance, and I found out that I'm not actually in all of the attendance. I don't know why.
You can't spar.
Emmanuel, you are part of.
But your problems are always different.
Compound complex problem.
But Emmanuel, you shouldn't have problem. Your certificate is already prepared. Don't worry.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yes, CEO. Yes, CEO. Kaju.
Somebody, I'm coming. This person with the name Jaju. I think you just sent a message. Jaju.
I was saying my own certificate, man. You just change it for money.
That's true.
Emmanuel, you're carrying my name.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Me and you are going to fight for the same certificate, Emmanuel. I'm also Emmanuel.
For Jaju, you didn't register, that's true. But your certificate has been prepared.
Emmanuel, I'll just be after your certificate.
Thank you.
So what will happen is, if you need it today, the certificate is prepared. If you need it today, you can send out a message. We'll send to either your WhatsApp or WeChat. By tomorrow, all those that have not registered, but we prepare a certificate, we have to also create an account in the database for those people before we update the certificate before you can be able to access it. So that's the issue of people who don't register. We have to go through the other process for them. But the certificate is already prepared for you. Okay. Who's that? Waka?
No problem. Then I would. Sure.
Okay. If you need it tomorrow, it will be done tomorrow. It will be on the server tomorrow. But if you need it today, then just send out a message. We'll do that. And if you're posting your certificate, maybe you can tag TIT or you can tag me in it, just in case. We can also.
I'll text you on WhatsApp.
Thank you very much for
that. Your network is bad. Okay. So somebody's asking why can't they download the certificate? We talk about that, but we'll also share the link in the group, in the WhatsApp group and the WeChat group.